On the surface, Adam and Samira Frasch seem to have an enviable life.
They had multiple houses in Tallahassee, houses in Thomasville, houses all around the Southeast.
My first impression when I met Adam Frasch, I actually liked him. A lot of charisma, and he was taking care of, his wife and the little girl. To me, they seemed the perfect couple.
They were raising 2 little girls while residing in the lap of luxury.
It's one of the premier neighborhoods in Tallahassee. It's a very affluent neighborhood.
She wanted to develop, the girls basically, with social media, reality show, little movie, whatever she could do for them.
But for a wealthy doctor who had a taste for strippers, speedboats, and fast cars, domestic tranquility was a bitter pill to swallow.
I think Adam thought maybe he could have Samira, the kids, and his lifestyle too, and that wasn't the case.
He was totally unfaithful.
He had at least 3 affairs with 3 separate exotic dancers, 2 of whom worked at the same club.
But Adam denies these allegations, sort of.
Were you faithful to her?
Yes, I mean, except for when she filed for divorce, I started dating, and I dated like 3 different women during that time.
Samira, a native of Madagascar who spoke French, found herself with few options.
I think Adam had the capability of holding some things over Samira in regards to monetary. She didn't have family in town. She had limited friends. She spoke limited English. She wasn't working.
She was very much alone, in this country, she and her kids, and she didn't understand the system. She didn't know how to get a lawyer, how to get custody. She was completely reliant on him.
The mounting tension led to an altercation that finally got the attention of police.
And then she got physical and started hitting me, but I knew not even put my hands up to protect myself, and she'd say I tried to, hit her or something, so I just stayed there, and she almost choked me unconscious.
He'd back away, he'd never do anything. He was mild-tempered like that.
She had actually been arrested for domestic violence against Adam.
The police were called, she was charged, but those charges were dropped.
Yes.
Why?
That's a good question.
He had the cops coming over, pretending that she hurted him physically, and then he took the kids. Such a nightmare.
Adam was given temporary custody of the kids, an agonizing time for Samira.
I know when he took the babies away from her, man, she cried, and I cried with her. It was horrible. That's why I don't understand how the cops were giving him the benefit of the doubt when she was the one who was getting hurt.
While the couple continued their on-again, off-again ways, Samira began to get the upper hand.
She would go into Adam's phone, look up these contacts, and she was very bold, and she would just, call him.
So she was doing her own investigative work.
Correct.
Trying to figure out who these women were.
Anything she could. The pages are kind of flipped. Samira ended up getting custody of the children and the marital estate, and was starting to push back against Adam because of the multiple affairs that he had had.
What was their relationship like in the days leading up to Samira's death?
Back and forth. They would fight,
Making up and breaking
they
up?
would make up, and they would fight, and they would make up. It was progressively getting worse as far as the violence. She would confide in multiple friends of hers that Adam had threatened to kill her.
Reports had suggested that she was in fear of her safety or in fear of you finding out and that you were going to snap on her.
No, that was never the case. I never threatened her, ever. There's no history of that.
Then, a major turning point. Samira receives an extortion offer from one of Adam's mistresses, who offers to sell her a sex tape starring the good doctor.
And she said it was her husband having sex. And she said, it's so disgusting, Jackie. You're not gonna believe this.
Were you able to verify that story or corroborate it in any way?
One of the girlfriends during her interview said Samira approached her about $4,000 for a sex tape between the two.
Then came the night of February 22nd. Samira had filed for divorce, and technically, she and Adam were separated, with Samira in sole possession of the kids and house. But Adam claims they were in a period of reconciliation.
Especially around the time of her death. Were you together?
Yes, we were together.
100%.
100%.
No, he was not supposed to go to that house, but he was still coming night and day hunting her. He was hunting her.
The family spent the day out of town. That night, as seen on the surveillance video, Adam stopped at an auto garage where Samira picked up her Hummer, transferred the kids' car seats, and headed home. We can also see her returning to her gated community of Golden Eagle at approximately 11 p.m., followed by Adam in the black SUV.
What time did you and Samira go to bed?
After the babies went to bed, we went out in the living room, we were talking, and then we made love, and then went to bed approximately 1:30, somewhere around that range.
And you had sex where? In the living room?
Yes.
So you leave the living room and both of you go up to the bedroom to sleep?
Correct.
Did both of you argue that night?
No.
Was there an explosive fight of any sort?
No.
The next morning, Adam can be seen leaving with both kids in tow.
The next movement we can document is at 8 o'clock on the dot, he's pulling out of Golden Eagle.
And then what else does he claim?
That she wanted a break from the kids and that he was going to take the kids to either Miami or Panama City and that she was going to meet them there after a couple-day break.
A lot of times I'd give her a mama's day off on the weekends to get her hair done, her nails done, go get her waxing done, all those things.
Approximately 3 hours later, Gerald Gardner, the family handyman, can be seen entering through the gate along with his 13-year-old son. Minutes later, Gardner makes this horrifying call to 911.
911, what's the address of the emergency?
Ma'am, can I get an officer out here in Golden Eagle? It's a lady laying in the pool, in her backyard in her pool. She dead.
Okay. All right, she's laying in the pool?
Yes, ma'am. See, I don't know what happened. I just got here to do some work before I talked to her yesterday.
Are you with the patient now?
Ma'am, I don't know. She got some kids. I don't know where the kids are. I don't know nothing. I just pulled up and I just walked back there in the pool area and she was laying in the pool.
Okay. Is she awake?
No, ma'am. She's dead.
Is there any way you can jump in and get her?
Well, ma'am, she been in there. I don't know how long. She completely gone. And I want y'all to come take pictures of it before I take her out.
I've got somebody coming. I just wanted to make sure that, you know, we could try and get her help if we could, but you said she's completely gone?
Yeah, she dead. She drowned. Somebody had to kill her.
Samira's sandal is found wrapped around a hose. Did she trip and fall? Or was there something far more sinister to blame? Up next, cops turn up the heat on Adam.
First thing out of his mouth is, gee, I sure hope she didn't trip over that hose in those cheap flip-flops and fall in the pool.
But the doctor claims he's being framed.
Well, I know it was planned. I can prove it.